This is the Hedge Funds Club, and we are in Sydney, Australia, with James Halse from Senjin Capital. How are you?
Very good, thanks, Stefan. Nice to be here. Lovely evening for the event.
Indeed, after thinking. You're from New Zealand, you're based here in Sydney, and you run a Japan investment strategy. Is location important, or how does that all work?
I think it definitely helps to be in time zone. We run an activist fund, and if you look at the history of shareholder activism in Japan, all of the most successful funds, or nearly all of the most successful funds, have been based outside of Japan over time. There's a number of funds based in the US, based in London, that suffer from a lot worse time zones than us. For us, it's a pretty easy flight up there. Plus, my co-founder is actually based in Tokyo.
Excellent. And I'm old enough that I've been around the block a few times and saw the first wave of activist funds like Steel Partners and a few of those. And they faced a very tough time back then. Now everyone calls it engagement funds instead. And is that cosmetic, but it seems to work better now? What's different?
I think the tactics have changed somewhat. Management teams now are more responsible to engagement. They feel the pressure from the government, and even the way that things are described in the media now. They're expected to perform better. Domestic shareholders now vote in their investors' interests. The fund managers vote in their investors' interests rather than in the interest of their parents' corporate relationships. So I think Japan has changed a lot. We call ourselves constructive activist or constructive engagement. So we want to be very constructive in the way we engage with companies, polite. We're not going to say abrasive, aggressive things in public. But if there's no change within the company from our engagement, we do need to be able to make ourselves heard.
And you're focusing on small cap stocks. They're notoriously not covered by many equities or analysts when it comes to the research side. So is that why there is an opportunity and why you're focusing on it?
It's definitely one of the reasons. There's just thousands of these small companies. They've never really had to care about shareholders. They've accumulated significant amounts of cash and other assets on their balance sheet. And there's just massive scope for opportunity. Japan just hasn't consolidated like other markets have. Most of these companies should have been rolling up their industry or should have been acquired by someone else by now.
And corporate governance, that's something we in Japan talk a lot about, but it's been just like that until recently perhaps, whereas people say things, yeah, corporate governance, yeah, of course we do that, and then no one's doing anything. Has that now changed, or is it still just lip service?
You are seeing changes, I think. I mean, we've seen the adoption of nomination and remuneration committees by most of the companies on the prime market now. It's still a bit slow in the standard market, but you are seeing it more and more. Part of our investment process is that we are looking for companies that have exhibited some signs of improvement in corporate governance, whether that's instituting a buyback, adding more independent directors to the board, adding a woman to the board. These are kind of indicators that the company is progressing and they may be more open to listening to shareholders' views.
Let's hope so. And there's a new PM coming in. The Prime Minister has resigned and he's going to leave as soon as they've elected a new leader for the Liberal Democratic Party, who will then lead a minority government. Is it going to be same with boring old men, or is it going to be something new? Will it will it affect your strategy and things with this sudden change now coming up?
I don't have too much of an opinion on the new leader and what that will bring. I mean, historically, Japan's changed leaders like some people change their outfits. But the key for us really is that the corporate governance reform continues. This reform process is the key, and that's really being led by the bureaucracy, not by the politicians. And the bureaucracy have been doing a really good job of pushing it through without actual legislative intent behind it.
And you're very obsessed with Japan. How did that start for a Kiwi in Australia? Is there a story to that?
I did some Japanese at high school. I did a homestay on a school trip. I spent 2 weeks staying with some Japanese families. I'm still in touch with one of them, actually. I went and visited them last year. So that kind of had the interest. And then at Platinum Asset Management, we spent a lot more time on Japan than a standard global fund did. And I spent a lot more time on Japan than the average analyst. And then I ended up running Platinum's Japan strategies. But one of the reasons I got that job was I saw this opportunity to create an activist fund as far back as 2015. Platinum wasn't an activist environment, but when I took over the Japan strategies, I had the chance to do a lot more constructive engagements, and we had some really good results from that. But I thought that there was an opportunity to do things a bit more concentrated, with a bit more of a targeted strategy. And so I was trying to do that inside Platinum as well, but then have gone out on my own and started Senjin Capital.
And you're doing fine so far. And
Thanks very much.
speaking of Senjin Capital, I mean, the word Senjin can mean a lot of different things. So what's the story behind choosing that word?
Well, my co-founder and I, he's Japanese, native Japanese. We went through a list of probably 300 different names, New Zealand names, Māori names, the native people of New Zealand, Australian type names, generic English names, lots of Japanese names as well. And we settled on Senjin because a lot of names sounded wrong in one language or the other. Senjin to us has a few different meanings. We have 3 different types of kanji on our investor presentation. First one is ancestor or forerunner or vanguard. Second is Senjin, literally 1,000 jin, and the jin is an ancient unit of measurement, and it's used to mean deep, long, or far. And the third one is, God, I'm blanking now. I should have had my cheat notes in front of me. But essentially, we want to talk about deep research, and we're in it for the long haul, and we want to build on what came before, but pioneer a new way. Actually, I think I messed up. Vanguard is a separate kanji to ancestor or forerunner. So it's stand on who became before and pioneer a new way.
Good. Well, everyone should have a good name, and you do have one. Thank you very much for speaking with the Hedge Funds Club.
Thanks very much, Stefan.